The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority's decision to halt all work on its $5 billion Access Oklahoma expansion plans due to ongoing litigation has created a lot of questions for a lot of people, including property owners, contractors, legislators, and of course lawyers. Taelyr Jackson joined us with more on the ongoing controversy that has wound up in the courts. Taylor.
Rich, this week Senator Mary Boren held a press conference in response to the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority's announcement. She was joined by Turnpike opponents who say OTA's halt was due to low funds.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Senator Mary Boren, who represents part of the impacted area in Norman, doesn't trust what the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, or OTA, is saying as it announced the pause of the Access Oklahoma project.
And in their statement, they claimed financial stability of the Turnpike system and also the bond approval process. And that claim needs to be checked.
Boren requested State Auditor Cindy Byrd to do a credit check on the bond process.
One thing that we realize is that the claims on the return of revenue for the bonds, for the fees that are paid, the toll fees that are paid, the claimed and anticipated revenues have not panned out.
Boren was joined by members of Pike Off OTA who are opposed to the new proposed South Turnpike expansion, which was planned to go through the Thunderbird Lake area. Members believe OTA revenue is falling short.
So I'd like you guys to look at that and see the gigantic gap that there is between what they projected to come in and what actually is coming in, and their inability to make debt service payments on that and take care of maintenance and operations. And that's the playbook they've used for years and years and years.
The Turnpike Authority has its defenders, including contractors who will bid and work on the projects.
I'm confident that we will be back on track. What Norman will look like, I don't know, but I will tell you that the citizens of Norman really deserve better than what's coming out of those very few loud citizens of Norman, because that town is going to gridlock before you know it. Congestion kills.
OTA does push back on the claims that it isn't being financially responsible with its revenue. Some turnpikes will always bring in more revenue, which contributes to the entire system and is the reason OTA has been able to construct much-needed highways across the state while maintaining its tolls more than 60% below the national average. It's unfortunate that misleading and inaccurate information continues to be presented to the public to fit a narrowly defined purpose. The paused Access Oklahoma project includes the South Turnpike expansion, the widening of the Kilpatrick and Turner Turnpike, and additional work around the Tulsa area. Oklahoma General Contractors Executive Director Bobby Stem says OTA was prudent to halt work due to ongoing litigation, which limits the agency's access to bond markets to pay for the projects.
Because of the legal challenges, it began to delay and delay. Well, the prudent thing to do is say, hey, look, we can't continue to spend these dollars monthly that we kind of set aside for this. Let's push pause. Let's let the legal questions run their course, and then we'll unpause it and get back to work.
Stem says this has put a damper on the hiring process for contractors.
We were all gearing up to purchase equipment, lease equipment, repair equipment, and hire people, thinking that we had this stream of work that was coming, and that's been placed on hold right now. So our hiring is down and our purchasing is down as well.
As of now, OTA is unsure when work will resume due to multiple ongoing legal cases. Richard Labarth, who represented Pike Off OTA in a previous case, says he doesn't foresee OTA being handed new bonds so easily.
We believe that it may be moot because the Council on Bond Oversight had only given them 180 days to obtain favorable results from from the two cases, the Pike Off case and our case. And of course, they not only did they not obtain a favorable result, they lost.
In December, a Cleveland County judge ruled that OTA violated the Open Meeting Act concerning the Access Oklahoma project.
And that as a consequence, all of those big multi-million-dollar contracts that they had awarded to their friends amongst these various engineering firms were invalid.
The whole process, it's been nerve-wracking from the very beginning.
Pike Off OTA spokesman Randy Carter lives in the path of the new proposed South Turnpike expansion.
Pretty unnerving to sit down and realize that the seat that I'm sitting in my living room is going to be future median at the middle of the highway.
He hopes a temporary pause will give him and the organization some momentum.
I think a pause is a good thing. It gives us a chance to work on our cause to try to bring them under control and put some guideposts on the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority so they can be able to do things in the correct manner.
Both Pike-Off OTA and their legal team say the fight is far from over.
We allege that the OTA expended millions of dollars pursuant to contracts that have been invalidated, and they're bound to seek the return of the money back to the state. So the fight is going to continue. This is just one step.
Oklahoma Turnpike Authority encourages Oklahomans to read their 2022 financial report for themselves.